Hi, beautiful people. So, I am trying this YouTube Live for the first time. Really curious to see how it works. I was guided to come online today to offer a little chat about the importance of conscious embodiment for authentic relating and intimacy. So, I've been teaching embodied awareness through dance, conscious dance, yoga, meditation, and Tantra for the last 20 years. And a big part of that journey for me has been about healing wounds from past relationships and finding ways to relate in a far more healthy, authentic manner. And what I've learned through these past 20 years of ongoing facilitation, teaching, one to one sessions, trainings, workshops, constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly discovering more is that the number one skill that I would advocate for everybody to develop if you want a healthier, happier relationship, if you want better intimacy, the number one skill to cultivate is the capacity to be fully present in your physical body, noticing all of your sensations moment by moment in the present moment. And that's not all. Once you have that, that's the first part of it. The second part of it is to feel that you can communicate what it is you're noticing in your inner experience. It starts with noticing your physical experience, your sensations in the body, but it also then extends to your emotions because all emotions are experienced as sensation in the physical body, and also your thoughts, and then the capacity also to communicate those. So when you have this skill, and it's not a skill that you can like have instantly or develop overnight, but once you cultivate this skill and develop it over time, it's going to totally revolutionize your way of relating and bring it into a much more real, present, alive, authentic, and vital experience. And here's why. So, a lot of the time when we're communicating with a partner or with a friend or with anybody really, um, we can get triggered, right? So somebody might say something and we might have a reaction, and that reaction in our body might cause us to feel defensive, for example. Um, and when we're feeling defensive or triggered, we can very easily then attack the other person or feel that they are to blame for how we feel. In fact, they are not to blame for how we feel. In fact, those emotions, those thoughts, that reaction that we're having is entirely our own, assuming that we're adults. And we are responsible for what we feel, what we say, how we communicate, how we respond. We are responsible for that. So, oftentimes, when couples get into difficulty, conflict, argument, it's because they're not in the present moment anymore, or it's because they're triggered and they're blaming the other person for how they feel, or they're getting defensive and reactive. And then the situation just escalates. So, noticing how you feel in your physical body in this moment, first of all, is a way to keep you present. So you're not dissociating, so you're not checking out, so you're not stuck in your mind trying to think of what to say next. You're actually being with yourself and you're present in the now moment. And so you're not lost in thoughts about the future or thoughts about the past. You're here and you're now. Because when we get triggered, oftentimes what's triggered is material from the past and associations and thoughts and memories from the past. But what's happening is only now. And the only thing that's happening now is what you are sensing in your physical body, what you are thinking in this moment, and whatever emotion you might be aware of in this moment. Also, as you are noticing your inner experience, you're staying on what I call staying on your side of the fence. So, oftentimes, when we get into conflict with other people or communication, just communication with other people, we go over to their side of the fence. But one of the important things about healthy and authentic communication and relating is that we need to stay on our side of the fence. That means our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our values are our responsibility, and that's all on our side of the fence. And the other person's thoughts, beliefs, feelings, body, needs are their side of the fence. And that is none of our business. So they're responsible for that, and we're responsible for this. So by noticing what we are noticing and experiencing, we stay on our side of the fence and we keep our nose out of the other person's business. The other thing that's really brilliant about this is that oftentimes when there's some kind of difficulty, conflict, triggering, misunderstanding, the communication can very quickly go into right and wrong. He said, she said, you did this. No, I didn't, right? Defense and attack. But if you're only expressing what you are noticing, that cannot be argued with. So when I say I am noticing my heart is beginning to race, you can't argue with that because I'm telling you what I'm noticing in my body. That's a fact that I'm noticing. It's inarguable, right? Unless you're dealing with a narcissist who might say, no, you're not. But what you are experiencing cannot be argued with. So it de escalates the situation. And it also means you're taking full responsibility for your experience. You're owning your experience. You're not making the other person to blame for it. And you're staying in self awareness and self soothing. So staying present to yourself, self awareness, self soothing, noticing helps you stay grounded, particularly if something strong is rising up in you, a strong emotion, and you're staying present to yourself rather than checking out or casting your energy out towards the other because it's beginning to feel uncomfortable in your own space, right? The final thing I want to say about this tool, this technique, this skill is that it cultivates your capacity to witness. So, all conflict and difficulty really arises from our identification with an idea of who we are, or a belief about who we are, or a belief about the other person, or a belief about what is happening, a story. So when we begin to develop this capacity to notice and articulate, we are developing the muscle that is able to witness ourselves as in some way just a little bit separate from what we're feeling, what we're sensing, what we're noticing. It cultivates our neutral witness. And that aspect of our consciousness is also really vital for conscious and healthy relating. If we take this then into the realms of intimacy, we need this capacity to notice ourselves for intimacy to deepen and enhance. Because if we are numb and we are not sensing and not feeling and not aware, we're not able to access the incredible, expansive realms of sensation and pleasure and ecstasy available to us. And we are able to keep ourselves safe and boundaried. Because stating our boundaries also begins with noticing what our current present moment experience is. This does not feel comfortable. Please stop. I do not like this. Please do it like that. If we're not able to notice, we cannot communicate our boundaries and our needs and our limits. So it's really important for self-care, for self-love, and for healthy intimacy where both people are in consent with themselves and with the other. So we need this skill so much, and it's so missing in many, many relationships and intimate experiences. I think that's all I want to share for today. But if this has brought up questions for you or something you'd like to know more about, then please add a comment and I'll be really, really happy to respond. And if you want to know more about my work, then just head on over to my website, shaktisundari.com, where you can find how to contact me for one-to-one sessions and my online courses and so much more. So thanks for watching and being with me today. Lots of love and namaste.